Hey, what's going on, Birdland? Welcome to another episode of Full Count Chaos. Always appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Always love hearing from you. Here we go, starting the second half of Orioles baseball. Are you still with me? Are you still here? A lot of people are tapped out. A lot of people only want to talk about Ravens football right now. It's a sad day in Birdland Island. A lot of people are lining up at the airport on Birdland Island to get the hell out of there. They're all about Ravens football right now, but hopefully the Orioles, they can turn it around. They won 4 in a row, ironically, against the worst team in baseball. But hey, 4 in a row is 4 in a row. Professional sports, doesn't matter. But it's a weird vibe right now. Blaze Alexander will get into, so, you know, I don't know. I don't know how to feel right now. My stress level did go up a little bit because of the Blaze Alexander injury. But always want to hear from you, fullcountchaos@gmail.com. Anything on your mind. Want to hear from you? I'm sorry, I was a little bit under the weather. Let me get some water here. That's why I missed some of the home run derby and all-star game. But fullcountchaos@gmail.com. Over the years, a lot of people send stories of experiences that they've had at Camden Yards. Didn't even really have to do anything with the game. Just going to jail, getting kicked out, meeting their wife, why they have an ex-wife now. So anything on your mind, fullcountchaos@gmail.com, or comment in the comment section. We are doing video here, so if you're listening to this episode on Apple or Spotify, whatever you listen to, head over to YouTube on Full Count Chaos channel. You know, bringing up videos and photos, all fun stuff over at YouTube. Way behind in the time. Should have been doing this a long time ago. But of course, as you know, FCC25 is the promo code, 21% off. Pinsandaces.com. It is golf weather. It's golf season. Men's and women's golf apparel. DistillUnion.com. I'm telling you, folks, head over there because it's gadgets you forgot you needed. Great for birthdays. Whatever it is, I guarantee it's there that you're thinking to yourself, oh, yeah, I completely forgot. I need another one of these. DistillUnion.com. 20% off. And I'm a t-shirt hog. I love t-shirts. Can't have enough. OldGlory.com. FCC25. 15% off. Belly Up Sports Media. This podcast is on. But again, thank you very much for tuning in. First video. Again, behind me, look, I might get some more nice decorations in the background and some cool shelves with all the bobbleheads, whatever it is. Right now, the budget is low. We still have a low budget with the podcast and network. But behind me is the 1991 panoramic photo. Last game at Memorial Stadium. So in about 40 or 50 years, that might be my retirement. But that's an awesome photo, so, you know, I shouldn't downplay it. Love that photo. My father-in-law, God bless him, he gave it to me. And like I said, I don't know, might need to hold on to it for retirement. All right, again, fullcountchaos@gmail.com. My weekly stress level, right now it's at a 7. I think if Blaze Alexander did not get hurt, it would be at a 5 right now. But it's at a 7. It's concerning. Again, the Orioles are still 46-51. Their best hitter probably out for the season. And I don't care what you're Googling. I see a lot of people posting, even texting me, saying, hey, great news. I just Googled, you know, hand fracture. Blaze could be back in like 5 days. I'm like, all right, stop it. Enough. And I'm seeing that all over on X. People ran to Google and started Googling how, you know, the healing, how long it heals. You got to remember when a sports player has a fracture, not only they got to wait for it to heal, then the healing process. We may not see Blaze the rest of the year. That's what I'm going with. Am I looking at the glass half full? Of course. If you're now just tuned in, you'll learn all about Negative Nate. But of course I'm looking at the glass half full. Blaze is going to be, I mean, if he comes back, maybe we'll see him the last week of the season, and maybe that'll be great right before the playoffs. But some fans are completely tapped out right now. They're like, I don't get 4 wins in a row. Who cares? It's a 9-year rebuild, I'm hearing some people say. A lot of hostility on X right now. A lot of arguing, a lot of angry fans. Because, like, there's fans like me, no matter how bad they play, you're going to pretty much watch every game. And a lot of people bought season ticket packages thinking, all right, this is the year. This is the look when they made the Pete Alonso. When they picked up Pete Alonso, I thought to myself too in my gut, I'm like, hell yeah. My buddy and I almost went in on another huge game package. So there's a lot of angry fans who still have to go to a lot of games, but they would anyway. But it's just like when the Orioles are doing poorly, it's tough because, I'm going to be sitting there watching regardless. But we'll get to Blaze here in just a second, talk Orioles. Home run derby. Again, I've been under the weather a little bit, been doing a lot of sleeping, caught a little bit of the home run derby. Congratulations, Jordan Walker. But, sorry, again, still trying to make sure everything's working properly. Man, you have 50,000 fans just screaming at you, booing you, because, of course, you're in Philly, and Schwarber you're up against, and he just stayed calm. And was like, "What? How many do I need to hit more? How many? 4, 5? Yeah, I'll do it." So that was one of the funnest home run derbies. I didn't see it live. Obviously, I was watching the highlights, but watching it on my phone, I'm like, God damn, that was fun. But man, when I tuned in earlier, and it was Jordan Walker's first at bat, but when I tuned in, it was a tough watch. Like the announcers seemed bored. Like they acted like they wanted nothing to do with talking about every home run. Like if it was a home run, the announcers almost sounded aggravated, like they had to stop what they were saying and announce the home run. It just seemed brutal. I don't know. And then the camera view. And this discussion gets mentioned a lot. This part of the discussion. Remember back in hockey when they used to highlight the puck so you could see where the puck is? I think they should do that on home run derby. Put a glow, put something, a circle, something around the ball so we can see it. Because when I'm watching home run derby, I just look for the crowd. I look for the section of people who put up their hands. So I go, oh, there's the ball. But the camera angles are terrible. Camera 1, 3, 2, 6, back to 1, stay on 1. Okay, he just hit it. Zoom in on his face. It was just brutal. So I didn't watch too much of the home run derby. But the people who did, they said it was a tough watch. And I think it's a weird take. I did see some people complaining about home run derby being on Netflix. I don't know, in 2026, are we really complaining about anything being on Netflix or any app? I don't know. If you're over the age of 75, like I have family members who are in their late 70s who text me and like, well, why can't I find the game? Why is it not on WGZ? Why is it not on Fox 45? Like, I can understand that age group being in their mid 80s, calling me, hey, Nate, it's Uncle so-and-so. Why can't I see the game? Well, Uncle Bob, it's on Netflix. Oh, man, is that one of those applications? Yes, it's one of those apps. But I just don't understand the average fan still complaining. Look, an article said, I looked it up because I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's still 50-50, but that was like 10 years ago. Article I looked up, 83 to 85% of U.S. adults use video streaming services, whereas only about 30 to 36%, oh, wait a minute, what did it say? Yeah, whereas only about 30 to 36% still use cable. So these games and sports and football, I don't know. I guess there's arguments on both sides, but I can kind of understand why we're seeing it more on apps because more people subscribe to apps. Now, Apple TV, when the games are on Apple TV, that's a little ironic because Apple TV, I didn't realize, is on the lowest. It's like on the very bottom of subscribers out of all the apps, which I would have lost money on that bet. I would have thought for sure Apple TV was one of the most popular, but that's probably why Apple pays big money to MLB. They're like, yes, please. We need new subscribers. Bring the game over here. So that argument I can understand. Apple TV. Who the hell has Apple TV? But I think like 8 years ago, Jim Gaffigan, one of my favorite comedians, even did a bit about how embarrassing it is to still have cable. I think I have it here. Let me cue it up. But again, this was like 6 or 8 years ago, and he was even doing a bit about it's almost embarrassing now when people are like, you still have cable?
My friends under the age of 30 don't even have cable. I'm like, where do you send your $500 a month?
It is expensive, and it's getting more expensive too. Cable companies just don't care. They don't care. They'll call your bluff. They don't care.
It's getting to be embarrassing to have cable, right? You have cable? I'm getting rid of it.
That's so true. If somebody I know that I'm talking to finds out that I have cable, it almost is embarrassing. Like, yeah, well, we only keep it because of this and this. But I've called the cable company. This is about 5 years ago, maybe 4, whatever. Anyway, and she was like, "You'll probably be back," like half joking. But she said, like, no, we get hassled every day. We're not going to lower our prices just because you subscribe to YouTube and Netflix. Like, she was like upset because I'm sure the calls that she gets a day, she's just like, enough already. But she's like, no, we're not dropping our price. As a matter of fact, in a couple months, it's going to go up even more. Now, we have it because of sports. We're trying to figure that out because there's still apps now, I feel like, where you can't get football, baseball. I don't know. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole of try to explain. I feel like it's trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube while you're blindfolded to try to figure out all these apps to use to cut the cord. But I also think you need HBO to have HBO Max. It's a whole thing. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. But yeah, if you're over the age of like 75 and you're complaining about Home Run Derby being on Netflix, I understand that. Completely get it. But the All-Star game, again, I was down and out, doing a lot of sleeping, didn't watch it. I heard Baker, our boy Baker, closed out the game with Adley catching. But yeah, that was a boring offensive game if you're a National League fan. 11 pitchers, American League, 3-hit shutout, 15 strikeouts. First All-Star game in 13 years. With no National League base runner advanced past first base the entire night. That's crazy. But does anyone still enjoy a good pitching game? Like, I do like a pitching duel. Who doesn't like offense? Even the league wants more offense because the rules that they're making, trying to get more stolen bases, more offense, no shifting. Like, of course, it's the same thing in football with the rules that they're making and defense, and you can't even breathe on a guy anymore, else you get a flag because they want the score to be, 50-50 at the end. Or 50-48, what a 50-50. But that's the same thing with baseball. They want offense. But I still enjoy a good pitching duel as long as our pitcher is also having a good day. I'm not going to say, every day I'd be excited if I watched a game that, went 1-0. Yeah, that would be boring. Who doesn't like some bombs, some home runs, some base hits? Winning a game 8-4. It's exciting. But anyway, so the All-Star game, congratulations, American League, Jordan Walker, whatever. Unfortunately, you didn't get to see much, but yeah, if you're over the age, if you're getting older, you got to start learning those apps, man. My wife and I, when we go over to her parents' house, oh man, I need to start recording when we're trying to teach her how to, or teach them how to get an app. All right, again, fullcountchaos@gmail.com. I'm going to put it up there again. I want to hear from you or comment on this video. Going to remind you again, if you're tuned in right now, audio only, head over to the YouTube channel if you want to stare at my pretty face as I talk Orioles. Orioles finished the first half, 4 wins in a row. They do it against the Royals. Whatever. Winning is winning. Bittersweet, stress level up to 7. Like I said earlier, if Blaze was not hurt, stress level would probably be at about a 5 or a 4. Again, they still have a losing record. Again, Gunner's still looking like Dookie. Again, Ward is not hitting. Like, I don't know. Again, if you're tuning, if you found this podcast from just finding on YouTube, you'll learn about Negative Nate. Like, I see the glass half full a lot. Over the years, I've calmed down. But yeah, right now I'm a little upset. Our best batter, he was leading the team with a .312 average, .807 OPS. He was starting to look good defensively. 12 doubles, 2 triples, 4 home runs, 29 RBIs in 82 games. Since May 25th, he was slashing .388 average, .442 of .578 slugging. I mean, the guy was the best player, one of the best hitters in all of baseball right now. It's going to be difficult to replace him. But I got to tell you, that whole scene when he got hit, now we didn't know it was a fracture at that point. But man, I love that. Ben McDonald was into it. I mean, I got to play this. It does give me PTSD when I watch it. But I had no idea that Blaze had a fracture right here. Again, there's a view. I don't think it's already happened. I'm going to pause it for a second. There is a view. Yeah, it is later, where he looks at the dugout and winks. I don't know if you caught that. And right there, I'm thinking, okay, Blaze is fine. He gives a little wink. I don't know if it was to tell the dugout, all right, guys, let's rock. I'm going to start talking some smack. You guys got my back. Let's do this. But yeah, of course, here they come. And, of course, the guys in the the bullpen, here they come. This is the music that I hear. First off, the music I hear anytime Oriole players are going to, or baseball players, here they come. That's the music I hear. Rewind that. It's kind of funny. Hey, here they come to save the day. So stupid. Anytime the guys come out from the bullpen, those guys too, they're like, man, I just put Ben Gay on my shoulder. I got to run out. It's coming up on that view. I want to show you, but he gives a little wink to the dugout, and I don't know if I thought it, okay, here it is. If you're watching right now on YouTube, check this out. Right there. Boop, little wink. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if he was winking at him to be like, I'm going to talk some smack. I saw that live when they did that replay, when he did that wink, and that made me laugh. And I thought that meant that he was okay. And I laughed. I said, I'm loving this. I'm loving this Blaze Alexander. Ben McDonald was pumped up. Everybody was pumped up. He loved it. But then you hear he's got a fracture, and you're just like, what in the hell? What do we do to deserve this? It just, one more inning to go and the game would have been fine. Everyone would have got a nice break. They would all be, even the fans, we'd all be kind of thinking to ourselves like, hey, 4 in a row. We're not in last place in the division anymore. Toronto took that play. Things are okay, but of course, the best batter on the team. Now, easy solution to that is if Gunnar could go back to old Gunnar and the offense could go back to, I don't know, maybe hitting, not be 21st in average, not be top 4 in strikeouts, 14th in OPS, 11th in RBI. Okay, it's not bad if you're in the top 10, top 11. But that's an easy solution. I mean, Gunnar Henderson, I'm so tired of talking about him. He hit a home run. He's looked good. Look, there are some signs that you can see lately where you're like, okay, Gunnar's doing all right. He's not striking out as much. So that's a good start. His last 62 at-bats, he's still hitting 210. I think his last 20 at-bats, he's hitting 215. I don't know, man. 2 home runs out of his last 62 at-bats. When he hit that home run the other day, everyone's like, oh my God, he's back. He's not back yet. Give me a good solid week of Gunnar Henderson baseball, and then we'll talk. But I'm not going to have this conversation about Gunnar anymore. I'm tired of it. It's boring. Is Mayo going to be the guy? Is an easy, quick reply to that? No. I don't think, I would be shocked if right now, especially with where they're at, still losing record. Curious to see how Elias deals with it. I was curious to see how he's going to deal with it with the trade deadline. I don't think he's going to make any moves. I mean, there's a couple guys down there in Norfolk. We can talk about them. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. But Mayo, no. I mean, nothing changes with Mayo. What did he hit? Back-to-back days, upper deck. I mean, look at that hit. I mean, just demolished. He just hits it off the top, the upper deck. 110, 440 feet, my ass. 440 feet. I love how it does that. Well, it's the first thing, when the ball touches something, that's where we measure. Look at that. He just destroyed that. But nothing changes with Mayo. Look, he's still going to be the majority of left-handed pitchers. I mean, there were some signs when he played third base. It's just like, man, Mayo, you can't make a clean throw. Just a clean throw to third. He's worked on that. So I don't know. I don't think we're going to see the majority of Mayo step in. He's got a 1092 OPS. I mean, Alexander had his struggles. That's an area with the left-handed pitcher. 672 OPS. I don't know. With right-handed pitchers, I think that was, yeah. But Christian and Encarnacion Strand, why not? Okay. Orioles made that move, of course, when Mountcastle hit the 60-day IL. He's slashing 273, 309, 555, 17 home runs. He does strike out a decent amount of times. There are reasons. There's definitely reasons why since he parted ways, DFA, we picked him up. I don't think Elias would be willing to call up a guy right now who struggles with plate discipline. Probably not a good idea because that's going on a lot right now with the Orioles. I mean, Jose Barrero, right? He's in Norfolk, regular shortstop, does lead the team in home runs. He's struggling a little bit with plate discipline, but he had one the other day. He's got some power. Look at that. Bam! See ya. He knew it as soon as it took off. I think this one was like 107, 108 off the bat. I think they do show the stat here. What is that? 107, 340, launch angle 23. Not a bad hit there, number 2. But we could see him come up. I don't know. I don't know what Mike's going to do. But again, easy solution. If Gunnar was hitting like he should be, the top of the lineup comes around, starts hitting. Ward starts hitting, which I don't think we're going to see him very long. That's the easy solution. I think it's going to be just a move. I think Elias is going to count on somebody wearing an Orioles jersey currently right now, whether it's in AAA or currently on the roster. I don't think he's going to make any trades or moves. I don't. Again, I'm not a betting guy, but if I was, I would bet a lot of money on that. We can get in the draft later. Look, I've talked about this. I just feel like year after year with the draft, I mean, I don't know. I don't get excited as much like I used to. And I don't know if it's because of the vibes with since 2018, 2019, all those prospects we were waiting on over the years, and they get up here and it's just like 2026, we're talking about a losing record. Some of these guys, we're hoping they start turning it around. I don't know. There could be a lot of why right now I'm looking at the glass half full with the draft. I still get excited. I still tune in. I still want to know who they're drafting. Eric Booth Jr., yeah, sure, why not? High school kid, very fast, 80 grade with speed, 481, 699 OBP. He's a potential 20 to 25 home run guy. You look at his scouting report, his downside, it's why I don't pay attention to this stuff. Unconventional swing, choppy mechanics, raw routes, raw instincts. Like, he's 17 years old. I don't know. Again, I talk about this every year. I know diehard Oriole fans who go to probably 60 games a year, including road games. They don't care about the draft. They don't really pay attention to spring training. They just watch the game. If the prospects come up and do well, they do well. Second round, Ty Head, NC State outfielder. It seems good. Not a huge power guy. 57 walks to 23 strikeouts, 26 steals. Okay. Hope it works out. I really do. But I want to hear from you folks. FullCountChaos@gmail.com. Where are you pertaining to the Blaze Alexander situation? Is this a situation where you're thinking to yourself, oh man, season's over now that Blaze is gone? Season is over. Or are you thinking, come on, Nate, 4 in a row? It's starting to come around. There's signs of Gunnar coming around. The pitching's looking great. Come on, we'll be all right. FullCountChaos@gmail.com. Any way you want to get a hold of me, love to hear from you. I'm out of here. Till next time. Peace.